Good morning, my name's Anne-Marie Borniff. I'm a nurse academic over at Manchester Metropolitan University, and I was given last year the great job of heading up the dissertation unit in year 3 because it was a poorly evaluated unit. Students hated the way that the research unit was taught. Very dry, 3-hour lectures. It was almost like watching paint dry. So I looked at innovative ways of trying to get the students to engage in the teaching and learning aspects of the research unit. And one of those things that I did was to introduce a concept of research flashmobs, which was basically getting the students together on Twitter to undertake a review of a journal article, rather than bringing it in the traditional way, giving them a journal article, coming back a couple of weeks later and talking to each other for half an hour. Very often people disengaged in that way of learning, would get very poor attendance, they're too busy focused on doing the dissertation, when in fact what you want to be doing is trying to get them to develop their critical discussion about journal articles. So you're all familiar with VLE, you'll have either Blackboard or Moodle in your universities. I basically set up a widget, a Twitter widget on my Moodle site. I do an introductory lecture to get them on Twitter, because a lot of students are fearful of Twitter, especially nursing students. They're much more mature students, can't cope with Twitter. So there's a 2-hour session on how to use Twitter, get themselves up with an anonymous profile, or make sure that they're happy with their privacy. So has this timed out on me now? Oh, it's me, sorry. So I'll change my password after. When I'm at work, there's only a blank page that I can just switch in. But anyway, so Twitter widget's up and running. I explain how they need to do it. I find an article that can be tweeted, post it up on Twitter, get them to favourite it. So if I move over to Twitter now. So in the initial lecture I get them to, there's Jake, one of my 3rd years, all my students have been happy, who've tweeted to participate in this this thunderstorm by proxy almost. Get them to get on Twitter and everything, and I get them to favourite the questions that they're going to need to discuss via the tweets. So I post regularly when the tweet chat's going to be, or when the flashmob's going to be. Use an appropriate hashtag, and then get them engaged in doing this. And then I will just get up the discussion and a new flashmob. And basically, academics and students from S13, of which cohort September 13, there's 150 students, got 20 academics. Basically, we start to talk about the questions and monitor the conversation. And what some of our academics are really good at doing is signposting the students to other sites via their tweets if there's a concept that they're trying to explore in terms of their research. And basically that's it. Set it up for an hour. I initially set it up for 3 hours, it's too long. Having said that though, I will keep an eye on the tweets during that day, because very often some of the students might tap into the flash mob 4 or 5 hours after the it's technically closed down. But what I'll do is I'll just keep checking on the tweets and the retweets. This was our latest one in October, and what I'm trying to do now is I want to get it across all 3 years and get the whole of me 3 years of students chatting about research, and it's evaluated really, really well. I'm in the process of going through research ethics now to get a formal research study done to look at the value of Twitter as a teaching and learning tool within higher education.